There are still waves of uncertainty flowing throughout the markets. As of right now, we have the oil barrels going up over $10 per barrel, almost to $100 yet again. So we're still having some tensions in the Middle East. And then also we have President Trump saying that this is going to be ceased pretty soon, that the war is wrapping up. And in my opinion, if you were to ask me straight up, I don't think so personally, but we have to keep everyone at ease. And it's creating a lot of volatility up, down, in between. As you saw today, if you didn't see, we'll show you on the charts that as the market was looking like it needed to cool off a little bit, there was a remark from President Trump talking about that the war might wrap up, and it spurred back to highs, and then it ultimately sold back off. And then towards the after hours right now, it is, pulling back because of those oil prices. All right. So a lot going on. And I want to just go ahead and address everyone right now. If you are a new trader, or you're still learning, or you've been trying to be profitable or understanding this, please do not get discouraged during these times. This is tough for everyone. All right. So don't get it twisted around here on these YouTube streets and social media streets that traders aren't taking paper cuts here or there, that they aren't taking some losses. But the biggest things is understanding that you want to protect your capital. You want to make sure that, hey, if I'm uncertain, lower your position sizing. If I'm uncertain, take a step back. If I'm uncertain and I'm not liking and I'm getting frustrated on the markets, just say, cool, I'll wait for a second until it clears up. Right? The market's always going to be here. So if you need those words of encouragement, just understand that you are not alone in these streets. So as you see all the profits, as you see all the things, right, there's also things in between there. So there could be a great green day and then a slight red day, and then a great green day and then a slight red day. And then overall, everyone is going through the same situation, but it's those that are able to control their discipline, their emotions, and know when to attack and when to step back. All right. So if that resonated with you, let me know down below. I did not try to rhyme there. So let's jump into today. The links are down below to support the channel any type of way. My name is Dr. B. If you've never been here before, check out our other social platforms and all the other things that I do as far as a service for my entrepreneurs and fellow professionals out there. All right. So let's jump into the information here today and get you up out of here. So we got the U.S. Trade Representative Greer says the EU has done deal approximately 0% of what agreed to in the US EU deal appears to be trade tensions. And then we also have oil prices that have increased here, which is an inverse reaction to the overall market. So if you're wondering why the markets are going down in the after hours, that is the reason why. So there's still a lot of uncertainty. And if you were to ask me right now, as I've stated before, I still think that the market needs to correct, but it can be tough to believe that as you see these massive green candles continuing to go back up. But if you look overall, we're still in a lower high downtrend. All right. We're still in a lower high downtrend, consolidating up here at the highs. All right. So there's our fundamental analysis news there. Let me grab this here because I was on a different app there, and you drag this over to here out of the way so you can get a bigger view. All right. There we go. All right, so we got SPY up here. You can see what SPY is doing in the after hours. It broke underneath that 675. In our trade room today, we were looking at this consolidative period up here between here, 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 here. And if you're a structured person, meaning you follow pattern recognition, you could look at this as a head and shoulders. I was mentioning that recently inside of our trade room, inside of Leverage University, our Discord, that this could be a left shoulder here, this could be a head right there, and this could be a right shoulder right here forming, and then the neckline being right there at 675. All right. So as you see, straight up move into a consolidation, could not hold, straight down move, taking it all the way back. All right. So tomorrow, what you want to watch for ideally is, again, any type of traps or fake outs. The best trade, in my opinion, would be a pop into that 674, 675, and then a rejection. Okay. Now you could look at, it may not get all the way back up there. It could pop back into a previous day low. All right. So that would be right around 673. Okay. So if you want to take that trade, ideally, that would be probably the best trade. Break down here, pop into that area there, see a failure, and then take it lower. Okay. If it just decides to go and go and go and go, you may have to just chase a little bit with lighter size, do as you please, protect your accounts. But as we've seen before, as things begin to trickle down in the after hours, look what happens if it gets into oversold territory. The next day, it rips right back up. Pretty volatile there. All right. But if I zoom out here, I was talking to this with one of my one-on-one mentorship clients the other night, is that I don't think people are really realizing, if you are, kudos to you, Look at the weekly time frame. I'm not concerned about this big green candle going back up if we're still in this lower high trend and we're slowly getting out of it. So if you were to ask me again, as I stated previously, I really think that is very possible. But we need, in my opinion, got to say that on these streets, President Trump, it's not even a political statement, okay? Just the markets want to cool off, okay? But because we're saying, hey, the war is going to end, pop right back up. So it can do what it pleases, but it's a lot of reaction. You can see the price action wants to kind of say, hey, I'm ready to cool off. Big money says, hey, I'm ready to cool off. But then as good news comes back out, nope, okay, I guess we're going back up. So it's just a back and a forth and a back and a forth. But I'm looking at this weekly time frame saying, hey, if we can get back underneath that previous week low, if this whole candle flips and we're back underneath 669, which we are in the after hours, we could retest that 662 and ultimately take out a new low, and we're back to 650. Okay. On QQQ, let's go into the after hours here. You can see right there, the ideal trade would be a pop back into previous day low, which would be here. See if we can get that in the after hours. And then if that starts to fade, then you can start looking at that trade right there. Okay. Now, if it moves back down into this previous week low, be careful there that could create a bounce opportunity. This yellow line here, previous week low, you can see right there, that could create a bounce. And then everyone chases puts again and gets wick back out and it goes back up. Okay. So trade the levels and watch your levels to make sure if they're already at that next zone where you would have taken puts or sells to, be mindful of that level breaks, or hey, take your chances with a reversal trade off of there. Okay. IWM, hey, 250 previous weekly break here. Again, little head and shoulders there. And then if we can get a pop back up into that previous week, and then there back down to the daily 200, back into the low 240s. Okay. Let's go into our equities here. NVIDIA, we got a lot of fake outs today, in my opinion, because a lot of moves just they couldn't continue if the market was rejecting like that. So NVIDIA looked like it wanted to kind of break out of this and start moving up to the upside, but SPY, QQQ weren't really following suit. So it's a trade that I really wanted to take, which was a failure back underneath the previous day high, which is right here. I saw it live. I was watching it. And, I decided to just, hey, take a step back, take some futures trades, take some little scalps, took some paper cuts, and just get up out of here and just wait till the dust settles. What I wanted to see is I really wanted SPY underneath 675. That's what I wanted today. It just could not break that. And then finally in the after hours, it is doing it. Okay. So now we've broken out of a clear range. We can see, again, we may have some movement tomorrow. All right. So every strong stock that you were looking to maybe take up, the NVIDIAs, in my opinion, looking like it was going to break out. Nope. Right back down, failure, and then we're right back down into the channel. Okay. AMD, same thing, underneath 203. Okay. Right back underneath that 203 level. If that fails tomorrow, right back down into 194, 195. Palantir, that's been kind of weak already. So underneath 149, 150, look for that 146, and then potentially back down here into that daily 20, the low 140s again. All right. Hood still just can't get a bid higher, in my opinion. So be careful on this. I know a lot of people are looking for Hood to just absolutely rip and take off. Right. But this consolidated period, I really think it wants lower personally. So we'll just have to see. Coinbase got some gaps to fill to the downside, if you can see right there. Okay. Where is it rejecting that daily moving average right there? If it moves back to the next moving average, it'll be right back down into 180 and 178. Okay. A lot of questions on Oracle today. Why is Oracle selling off? Is because I think I talked about it yesterday. Oracle is right into that daily 50 moving average and rejected it. It was a nice trade today on the downside. Watch that previous week low at 160, breaks underneath 160 and give the whole move back all the way back down. And in my opinion, can go lower. All right. But Oracle had really good news. But as we can see, this has been a theme with a lot of big tech. Has been popping and fading because the market just wants to cool off. All right. So I talked about it again with my one-on-one client yesterday, talking about that this could have been just an exit of liquidity. Everyone that was long Oracle right here at 177 thinking it was going to bounce, got an exit opportunity. It's like, whew, I barely scathed by. Thank you so much, Oracle, for your earnings popping back up to there. Thank you. And it's just going to consolidate right here. So I think Oracle is still a good opportunity right in this area for dollar cost averaging. I would be careful, in my opinion, on taking it to the upside until we see a reaction around here. If it gets a bid and bounces and we reclaim and we start working our way back up, cool, right? But be mindful that there's a full gap fill that it needs to potentially fill right here to the downside before going back to the upside. All right. So tomorrow, I would watch out for those lows on SPY. Do these lows hold in this area 670? Does that hold and form kind of an inverse head and shoulders, right shoulder forming here, and then we bounce back up? It's a possibility there's going to be a big gap fill tomorrow back to the upside. Q's big gap fill tomorrow back to the upside if it doesn't already do it in the after hours. And then IWM, same thing, you know, just up, down, up, down, up, down. All right. So let me know how y'all like this video today. I gave some updates on some equities, but I think the indices are moving very, very nice. So SPY, QQQ, IWM, just have to play them based on those after hours moves. Watch them that your trade maybe that you took today. It was like, dang, I should have just swung some puts, but maybe tomorrow it could be a bounce and then calls back up. All right. So be patient. We'll be in our live trade room tomorrow. If you want to be a part of that, there's a trial link down below. We'd love to have you inside. Until next time, talk to y'all soon. Peace, love, and blessings.